Start up.
Here we are.
Right, we're live. Right.
Hey, look at that.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Solomon Torkilson. I'm not sure if my video screen is up or not, but that's all right. I hope everybody got good value out of last week, and I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. So, in the discussions we've had over the week with people that have been involved, what the idea is just the Sundays, we're just going to aim to have it as quite a relaxed, just a hangout, just talk over things, with just a theme. Kevin Grundy is quite keen to have one of these things running on Thursday evening, which he'd like to be a lot more structured and have is very training based. So we'll just go with what we've got sort of for tonight is just on the subject of getting your teams together and whether you're a part of a team and getting involved in the team or setting up your own team. So yeah. So what I'd say from just starting with my own personal. Alright, we're getting some replay. Alright, well, definitely very casual, that's alright. Who's playing music?
Hello.
Hello?
There's two of me on there, guys.
Yeah, you might still be logged in on your phone as well.
I'm trying to get rid of all that. Well, I'm going to do something really neat. I'm going to turn my phone right off.
Yep, that might be a good idea. That's alright.
I've turned it off and shut it down.
You don't get any more casual than this.
Very true, that's alright.
I was trying to get a headset to work at the same time as well, but, you know, there you go.
That's okay, that's okay. We're still getting used to
it.
Alright, I'm not sure whether it's Ken or Kev, there's music playing in the background. If you just want to shut that off, that'd be awesome.
It's me or not, I was I don't know what's happening in here. There's all sorts of things out there. I'll throw stuff around. If there's lots of noise happening, then that means it's probably me.
That's right. How's it going, Ken?
Alright.
Very, very casual. That's right. So, I'll just get conversation and the like going. I'll just relate my own personal story and experience dealing with teams in network marketing and with longevity. So myself, some way all the way up my upline, I'm apparently part of, I think, the team of the TNT team, so the Total Nutrition team with Blake and Graham and Todd Smith. Now, the reason why I'm talking about getting teams going is because within teams you can develop a culture. You get leadership, you get culture developing, you get that reliability, that camaraderie going. Now, where there are some older teams in longevity that most of us are technically a part of, we're not practically a part of. So what I'm talking about is actually getting your own team going. So example of another team I heard recently that got going is I believe it's Team Sparta or some such over in the States. And there are other teams around about with various names and cultures and mottos and all sorts of stuff like that. For myself, what we started in New Zealand in my personal organisation is the 90forLife Southern Crusaders. And we work on a quote that Dr. Wallach put out about spreading the message of the 90forLife message and Dr. Wallach's story and being paid a ridiculous amount of money to do that. All sounds very good. So that's what we've based our Southern Crusaders on. for others out there, I would really like to see various teams popping up in different organisations. One, it allows bonding within your own team and organisation, but it also allows for a little friendly banter between various teams. E.g., you've got Team A in Australia and Team Z in New Zealand, and you can just get that friendly camaraderie going, and you can verse each other on who can get X amount of people in and all this other fun stuff. So yeah, I just thought we'd talk about that for this evening. Any comment from the Aussies on this one?
Yeah, I don't have a team name yet. I was thinking
right.
team going to kick your ass or something along those lines.
That's all right. Fair enough. You can do that.
Or maybe something that rolls off the tongue a bit easier.
That's all right.
No,
yeah, no, haven't really thought about that kind of stuff.
No, that's right. And I mean, this is one of those things. I don't know how many people you've got in your organisation, Kev.
Neither do I.
fluctuates daily by the sound of things.
That's right. Bigger all the time.
That's right. And I mean, this may be a forward step from getting those weekly meetings and monthly trainings going, but one of the things I found really helpful when we started the Team Southern Crusaders, it really bolstered the morale of the local group. It gave them a sense of identity beyond just, oh, I'm part of this longevity thing. It was, I'm part of a organisation that has a goal, that actually has ambition, one that has a purpose and a mission to it. So that's why I just thought it would talk about this as just another thing to get local morale going. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on this, Ken?
I like the sound of that, but I think something that would get the morale going would be making money.
There's your name, the moneymakers. No, it's all good. No, look, I think absolutely, and you've got to look at your demographic of your group, who you're bringing in. And I know a lot of people says anybody that fogs a mirror, but the truth of it is, the younger guys will probably have a younger demographic, and therefore you'll probably find that people are running around like. I kid about it a little bit, but there's a group here in Australia that they're with another company, and it's all gone viral on their mobile phones. And these guys are running around with their baseball caps on and their back pockets down around their knees and the whole thing, and making 20 grand a month. And they're just, hey bro, you want to get some of this shit and that sort of thing. This is real good stuff, man. You want to get some. But these guys are making serious money, and that's how they're working together. Whereas if you've got an older demographic, it'll be a whole different conversation. It'll be a whole different, just way of doing things. So you might end up with not just one group. You might end up with 2 or 3 different groups. You might end up with a whole bunch of grey nomads that are travelling around in, Winnebagos around the country building a business with people like themselves. So you're just going to have to sort of juggle it and see how it evolves. I think it's not going to be. A lot of times you can say, well, look, I'm going to set a culture, I'm going to set a way of doing things, and we're going to get people to follow it. And that's good. If you can do that and you know what your demographic is, then that's fantastic, because you'll always get what you set out to get if you're serious about it. But you've got to either make that up or make your mind up on that, or you've got to roll with it and develop it as it goes along. And that's there's 2 ways of doing the whole thing, I think, from that perspective.
Yeah, and I mean, this is one of the things that I've noticed within my own group, is that for the different cities that we are present in, you have those different cultures in each city. So, example being, in Timaru, we've got essentially a Timaru Southern Crusaders wing. We've got a Christchurch Southern Crusaders wing. We've got a Auckland Southern Crusaders wing, and they're all made up of different age brackets, and they've all got their own different cultures that they develop from those individual cities. It is one of those things where when you're starting a culture, or when you're starting a team, you're not the team. You're just a member of the team. So you really have to let, what I've seen in my own personal experience is that you have to let your team develop its own culture. It may be under an umbrella of your particular group, but each chapter or wing or whatever you want to call it has its own individual culture. So, yeah.
I just got some of my dinner. It's okay.
That's all right.
Sorry. Thanks, honey. Oops. Yeah, I know.
What are we having?
No, that was just it was a bit of just a biscuit with a bit of cheese on it, and I can't refuse her because she's so lovely, as you know. But
that's right. Any thoughts on that, Kev?
Yeah, well, that actually all sounds quite good and logical. Obviously, I don't have that sort of a team yet.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
These are all ideas to sort of consider for how we go forward, for sure. I do like that.
So, just a question, Kev. Oh, sorry if I may. Just a question. What do you see as what you need to go forward?
A number of things, but really, it's all about duplication, because I've got a number of people that have joined my business, but I need to be able to teach them what duplicates, not what works, because I've had no trouble getting people to join me, but it's getting that to continue down the line so that they can have a team and their people can have a team, that kind of thing. So the duplication thing, that's what I need to seriously work on, and that kind of stuff.
The simple basics around the business, but you've still got to keep it around you, because the people are joining you for you. But if you give them all the same places to go for information, the same information to get, and the same culture to build, they're still coming for you. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, because people don't join businesses; they join people. And
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not having any trouble finding people that want to join me, but it's like I want to be able to lead them in the right direction. I want them to have success. I want them to be able to duplicate what I have, and so on down the line. So that's
they're
where
joining
I'm at.
you, but you're not taking them anywhere yet. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, that's due to my inexperience. Yeah. It's like I still need a certain amount of training myself, I think, or just...
No, it's love. It's not harsh at all, because I love this guy to bits. Elaine said that was a bit harsh. It wasn't harsh. It was just a serious question, because, as long as if you know what duplicates and you can find people, then you're off to the races, in the sense that you don't have most of the problems that most people say they've got. And I mean, if you continue to not have those problems, then you'll build a massive group very, very easily. But you've really, I don't know, I guess I keep saying it, but I think you need to get somebody in your upline that's willing to walk the walk and talk the talk, so that you've got someone to follow. Because whilst you're out here trying to be the pioneer that's going out there and slaying the dragons, that's really, really good, but you want to know you're slaying the right dragons, and that's where I think there might be a bit of a disconnect between your leadership, and not bagging any particular level of the leadership. I'm just saying, go up the tree as far as you can till you get the information and the leadership that you need, because you need a culture to hand on down.
Yeah, and that's what we're still kind of trying to work out and develop, because obviously there's no one between me and my upline as far as countries go. So I'm at the top of the tree in Australia, and everyone that I have to access is in another country. So it's not a real simple jump on the phone kind of solution, you know.
No, and look, I absolutely agree. But with the technology that we've got, it should be able to be done, I think. And I mean, I think you said Milton Fogg was your upline, didn't you? John Fogg. Said that or something else?
Blake Graham, Todd Smith.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, why not go that far up? I mean, you can't get any better. You can't get any better tuition than the people at the top.
Yeah.
Surely, and they should be engaged in you, because those guys are all absolutely engaged in a massive across the ditch revival. I mean, Todd and Blake and Tom and everybody are all dead keen to get, to make, New Zealand and Australia really rock and roll. So, let them put themselves out a bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I'm happy to let them put themselves out for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the other thing, Kev, is I was in the exact same position you're in, where there was a period of time where I didn't have a functional upline at all due to political stuff that had happened earlier. And I had to become the leadership in my organisation, and I know how difficult that is. And I'd say possibly one of the easiest thing, or one of the best things you could also do, apart from trying to climb up to the top and get the attention of Blake Graham and Todd Smith and all that, is also reaching out to Crossline, example myself and Ken. And yeah, and I mean, one of the other things, you're saying that you didn't have a problem getting people into your business, but you didn't have any business builders. That's completely normal. My experience, out of maybe 10, 15, out of every 10 to 15 people that I bring into my organization, maybe one of them is a business builder. The others are keen on the business idea, but they are really just customers. They may be distributors and the like, and have maybe their first one or two ranks, but they are essentially customers. So just for the fact that it's a numbers game, the more people you continue bringing in, eventually your numbers are going to hit, and it's all going to line up, and you'll find a business builder. Thomas was saying how I think it was after the webinar last week, that you went out and you just started booking up appointments and going out and talking to people. That's amazing. That's brilliant. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And what I've found is it's just like I said, it's a numbers game. You keep going out, you keep on finding new people, you keep bringing people in, and you're going to strike gold at some point and find yourself a business builder. And I can say from personal experience, after getting X amount of customers in, and you find your first, second, or third business builder, it starts getting really, really fun after that point. But I do completely understand where you are at the moment, of just finding people who aren't quite there yet, and they're not business builders, and they're just customers. So I'd say don't get discouraged about that. Reality is, most of the time it is customers that make our income, just through volume and product sales and the like. So yeah, don't get discouraged on that one. It's completely normal.
Nothing could discourage me. I totally believe in this business. There's nothing that can put me off.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. Brilliant. It really is, and the beauty of it is, please understand that you've got to. People are all different, and you've got to. I always say this, but you've got to find people where they're at, and take them to where they want to go, and just be willing to let go of them and drop them off where they are. Because if you can go out there and find three people, who find three people, who find three people to make an extra $300 a month after expenses. What happens is, the more people that join just to make $300 a week or $300 a month, it pushes the upline through to where they start making 700, 900, 1300, 1500, and all of a sudden they'll get on fire. I mean, even wet wood burns. Okay, so the point of the exercise, if you continue just to build 3x3 or 4x4, which, you know, and you just continue to help people to find people, to find people, to find people, and they've got the same, you know, the same reason to go out there. Show them how, you know, the coding bonus works, how they need to come in as a CEO, gives them some product, and by the time you're 4 or 5 or 6 levels deep, the levels right beneath you on your front line are popping out real leaders because they've just become a leader because they've got on fire because of what's happened beneath them. And look, I mean, an idiot on fire is probably as good as the leader doing nothing, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, it is one of those things where you find leaders in very strange places, and it's now started to happen to me where I'm starting to get leaders that I didn't introduce to the business. I didn't introduce them. Somebody else has brought them in. So, and I mean, a couple of my guys that have been really, they love the products, they love the idea of the business, but they haven't really done anything with it. And they've introduced 1 or 2 people, and one of those people just happens to be a firecracker. It's really cool, but again, it is one of those things where you are the main person. You're the main person going out and finding people. One of the big mistakes I made early on was continuing to work with what I thought were my top 5 highest potential people. Now, they have all the potential in the world, but trying to start a fire in somebody that doesn't want the fire started doesn't work. And what I eventually had to do was I actually had to start going out and introducing more and new people to it and letting those people just be where they were. And it was really quite funny when they started seeing that I was going out and finding new people and I wasn't spending all this time on them. They started to get a little bit excited. It's kind of, hey, he's not actually going to do this for us. We're actually going to have to do this ourselves. So, yeah, it's just you run through this process. And from what I've seen, it's all the same process of you go out and you find people, and you'll find people who go out and find people.
Hey, look, this lovely, lovely lady sitting on the couch over here, she has a great saying, and for many, many years in networking, she's been by my side, and she always says, every dud knows a stud. And, you know, the truth of it is, you know, if you bring people in, let them get in for their own reasons. As I said, if people just get in and they say, look, I only want the one product, I don't want anything to do with this networking. You know, I had a guy who had said, look, I absolutely want nothing to do with networking, network marketing, all that stuff. It's nothing to do with me, but I got 12 friends that want to buy the product.
Yeah. And I mean, I've had
that. What's happening here? You know, and you know what? If he's got 12 friends that want to, he's got a little cluster of people buying product, and if they buy $100 a month each, it's $1,200 a month coming through your business, coming through him. And if he never wants to collect a check for it, or never wants to qualify, or never wants to involve anybody, just love him for what he is, where he is, and leave him there. And don't bug him about going to meetings or doing this or doing that, because if he don't want it, you know, peoples will do what peoples do.
Yeah.
And you just leave them alone, and you know, they'll do it for their own reason if they're going to do it. If they're not going to do it, there's no chance in the hell they're going to do it for your reason.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, the thing that I found worked was just going out, finding new people, but even for the people that were already in, is just providing and letting them know of the opportunity to come to a meeting. I don't pressure people to come to meetings. I just go, hey guys, I'm doing a meeting, it's here, it's at this time, if there's a charge to it, it's this much. If I see you there, I see you there, if I don't, I don't. And just allowing that opportunity to them. And for people that do come along, you're really nice to them. If you're nice to them, they may want to come back next time. If they don't come back, you don't hassle them about it, like Ken said. And just going out, finding people, and allowing them the opportunity to get involved when they want to get involved is working really well for me at the moment. So it's all these little things.
Yep, they'll do what they want to do, and you won't change that. So you might as well just get a whole lot of people doing something than a few selected people that you're trying to ram it down their throat, and you're trying to teach them and make them march and make them salute, and make them do all these wonderful things, and you send them an email every second day. They just delete it and don't see anything. I mean, if they get one email a week off you and one phone call a week off you, it must be important. You send them something every day, they just get sick to death of it. And it's just how it works. I mean, people, they're strange fish.
Yeah, they are.
They're a volunteer army. That's the whole thing, you know. And I mean, you know, they really, literally are a volunteer army. You can't fire them. You're not paying them, you know. So you've got to. It really is It's a strange culture. It's different than anything else. But again, it falls back on the thing that the people have got to want to do it, because people only do things for either money, fame, or fear of loss.
Yeah.
And money and fear of loss, you can't really give them much of either of those. They're both a bit threatening, so they've really got to do it for their own reasons.
Yeah.
And you know, if you can look, if you can, I don't know. I mean, if somebody, for argument's sake, used to have a motorbike and he wants to have another motorbike, all you do is you sit him on a big black motorbike and you see this cat looking shit out long grass smile on his face. And I don't know who just recently did that, but did that photo go up on Facebook or not?
No. I'd be in trouble for that.
In case your wife saw it, yeah, I know.
No, I sent it to her. Yeah, straight away, that's nice, and no.
I don't want to troublemaker, but they're the sorts of things you do. And you know, if you happen to have somebody that's close by, and you know they keep waxing on lyrical about owning a Porsche and having a Porsche and they've never had one before.
Buy them a pen.
You buy them a pen, yeah. No, but you can just happen to meet them for a cup of coffee and just happen to have the cup of coffee in the Porsche dealership, because all those places now have coffee machines, and they could have a look at that, and you wouldn't sort of say, "Oh, take a photo of this and put it on your fridge and dream about it," and all those things. People, if they want to do that, they will. I mean, all the network marketing companies are crazy about all this dream building, and people build their own dreams. As I said, if they go and sit in the Porsche and they like the smell of the leather and everything else, and they want you to take a photo, if they instead of them having to take a selfie, and they do put it up there, and they do get excited about it, then they'll go ahead and build it for their own reasons.
Yeah.
You can't force feed them, you know.
No. Yeah. But yeah, and I mean, I'd say, and this is brilliant material. Thank you, Kev, and Kev, for getting involved in all this, and it's brilliant material we're getting out of this. But I mean, Kev, I think one of the things to understand again as well about longevity is that we are a product company, and we have the best nutritional products in the world. I mean, that's no easy claim to make. So a lot of the reasons why a lot of the people have joined my organization is to get themselves better or to get the people they love better.
Yep.
And I mean, that's the biggest and most motivating thing I found amongst people. I mean, I've come across one guy who's a philanthropist, and he just wants to go out and help other people make money and all that kind of stuff. But he's almost a one in a million kind of guy. A lot of them are largely motivated simply by the health side of things. And I don't know if there's a different culture over in Australia, but in New Zealand, that's what I found to be the most successful, is just I don't really talk to a lot of people about business. I let them know that the business is there and that's always available to them, but my main topic of conversation with them is their health. And talking to them about the fact that do they see the health benefits of longevity, and do they know anybody that could use those health benefits? And this usually one thing leads to another. So, yeah.
It's about finding out what they want and making it available to them, and really showing people how to solve the problems they've got. And I mean, the next step up, of course, is to find some problems for them.
Yeah.
And then and then show them how you can solve them, or let them discover really how they can solve them. But sometimes they're a little bit oblivious to the problems they might have, so you might have to point the problems out, and then let them learn to solve them. But I mean, to me, that's the next level up. That's a way of motivating them a little bit is to I guess just to get in their face sometimes and just ask them if they're serious. Really, because quite often they'll wax lyrical about doing all this stuff, and then they'll if you about the third time you ask them whether they're serious, if they get mad at you, they've got some substance. If they don't get mad at you, they're probably not going to do it.
Yeah.
Just
yeah, that makes sense.
No, that's cool. Rightio, guys, we're going on about half an hour.
Perfect.
Any final questions or comments or statements to the viewers at all from either of you chaps?
No, I'm cool with it. I'd like to leave something for next week.
Excellent. Sounds good. That's all right.
I'll run out of material if I say it all tonight.
That's quite all right.
Kev, can you send me that photo if it was any good, by the way?
Sorry.
I won't put it on Facebook, though, I promise. I'll just keep it for my own album.
Oh, you want me to send you a copy of the photo?
Yeah. If it was any good, send it to me, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Good.
Awesome. Rightio. Cheers, guys.
Thank
And as far as I know, this time again next Sunday. And I think we'll let you know if anything else comes up with different meetings. I think, like I said, Kevin Grundy's wanting to get a Thursday night thing going, so yeah, I'll let you know. Awesome.
So
cheers, guys.
Is the Tom Chenault one happening on Saturday mornings now?
I'm not sure. As far as I know, it's still on Wednesday, but Thomas Bollinger should be able to let you know ASAP. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, guys. Have a good night.
Adios.